Georgia All-American tight end Brock Bowers, he suffered a high ankle sprain this past Saturday against Vanderbilt. Reports are that he did have surgery or was scheduled to have surgery yesterday. The tightrope surgery involved using that surgical thread instead of the metal skew.
That's what Tua had, right?
Tua had this surgery. Even 2 other Georgia Bulldogs have had this surgery. Reports are he could be out 4 to 6 weeks. We're already halfway through the season. Your thoughts?
Blake, can you pull up the Georgia schedule?
I already got it up.
Oh, God, I tell you what.
You got Florida this week. Or the bye.
Your bye this week.
Bye this week. You got Florida next week at home. You got Missouri at home.
You got Florida in the swamp or this in Georgia?
No. It's the neutral site.
Neutral site.
The cocktail party.
That's my mind.
Then you have Mizzou at home.
Okay.
You have Ole Miss at home.
Okay.
You go to Tennessee.
Ooh.
You have Georgia Tech at home. On the road, excuse me.
Okay.
Run, Raggy.
First, I want to say this, and you see people on social media that hide behind keyboards and say things about injuries, and those people, they're not worth the time. I don't care if you love Georgia. I don't care if you hate Georgia. This is it's a shame for college football.
Absolutely.
Right? I love watching great players play. That's what makes the games fun. Obviously, I want my team to win, right? But I've never been somebody that wanted to win because of injuries. I wanted to win when you were at full strength and we were at full strength. Rule 76, no excuses, play like a champion. But this is just a shame because Brock Bowers, you don't see a lot of guys, or really many that I can remember in modern time, that can do what Brock can. And how important he was to that team, not only from what he can do on the field, blocking included, catching the ball included, being a decoy included, but his leadership as well. We talked to him at SEC Media Days. The guy's about business. Like, Brock Bowers isn't coming in there messing around. He's not trying to cause problems. He's about business. But when you look at this Georgia team, we can't sit here and pretend like this isn't a massive blow.
Oh, yeah.
To a team that is not as elite, in my opinion. Yet, I think they're still developing. I think they could peak at the right time at the end of the year. But now with this injury, and David, I'll start with you. If you're Carson Beck, that security blanket is gone.
Oh, yeah.
That hey, we're down going in the second half. Well, we have Brock Bowers, whether that's at home or whether that's on the road, and they're fortunate they play most of these games at home. I know they got to go on the road to Tennessee. But now the question is, Ladd McConkey, right?
Yep.
Coming back healthy. You got to be the rock of Gibraltar. Dominic Lovett and Ra Thomas. Rosemy Jack Saint's been good. I know you got Oscar Delp, you got some young talent tight end, but those two guys got to step their ass up now. Like Dominic Lovett and Ra Thomas, they brought y'all over. All we heard about all offseason, all Georgia fans, the only knock on Georgia was, oh, you don't have elite receivers. Oh, you don't have elite receivers. Like that's a knock when you win back-to-back natties. People got to find something to complain about. But Georgia's answer to that was, you know what? We're going to bring over 2 proven commodities. Not only 2 proven commodities in college football, but 2 proven commodities at the wide receiver position in the SEC. One from Mississippi State and Ra Thomas, and the other one from Missouri and Dominic Lovett. And I know we saw a little glimpse of them stepping up, but at some point, y'all got to answer the bell. And now that Brock's out, the time is here. Because the Georgia run game's not going to be elite, but they're going to be able to pass protect their ass off because that's who they are. Dominic Lovett and Ra Thomas, this team now is going to finish how y'all finish.
That's the biggest difference to me with this Georgia team is that run game's not elite. And when they found themselves in a dogfight on the road in Jordan-Hare against Auburn, who did they turn to? Brock Bowers. I think he had over 130 yards receiving in the second half of that game, the game-winning touchdown. Obviously, this is a massive blow. I think he's the best tight end I've seen play the game coming out of college. And it speaks volumes to him as someone who could just go ahead and be a top 10 pick in the NFL draft and a 2-time national champion, that he's even fighting, trying to come back from this injury, which, look, let's see. The timeline's it could work out to where he still plays for Georgia again, but certainly not against teams like Florida and Missouri and Ole Miss and Tennessee, the teams you were talking about down the stretch. Georgia's going to be favored in all those games, but it gets a lot more interesting. I mean, Missouri's a good football team. Ole Miss has shown you what they can do on offense.
Hey, Florida ain't a walk in the park.
And that's a rivalry game. So for Georgia fans, the good news is, to me, though, what I saw this past weekend at Vanderbilt was Ladd McConkey is healthy.
Yeah.
Ladd McConkey is healthy. He that's the guy I think they're going to get the football to.
I just don't know, if you're Georgia, how much you can lean on that defense this year. I really don't. This is not the same defense we've seen from Georgia in the past. You go back and watch that Vandy game, And Georgia's kind of been a team this year that they played down to competition. I think they're 1-5 on covering the
They're a
spread.
developing nation.
So like it's really weird. It's really weird to see a Kirby Smart team play down to competition, but they also play up to competition. You saw what they did to Kentucky. So I feel like Georgia, when it really matters, you can trust Georgia. But if you're Mike Bobo, like you got to open it up. You have to open up this offense. There's no more hiding behind. Let me lean on the defense a little bit. We're going to play a game of how many times can I throw it to Brock Bowers. Trust me, that's the game I would play too. But Graham Mertz is looking nice. I mean, Florida's playing really good. You think Billy Napier wants this one. This could be huge for Billy. I mean, you got Tennessee on the road. Missouri, not a walk in the park either. So, like, if you're Georgia, I don't know. Like, I don't know. You can drop one, obviously, which I think they might. But I'm interested to see how Carson Beck's going to play because you have to open up this offense and who's going to be. We know who Ladd is, all right? Ladd's going to be their number one guy now, obviously. But who's going to be the number two guy? That's the question for Georgia because your running backs aren't elite. You're banged up at the running back position. Who is going to be your number two guy? And if it's me, I am leaning on Ra Thomas. I think Ra Thomas has the skill, the athletic ability. I think he needs to grow, get better and versatile in his routes. But I don't know. I think Georgia, if it's me, man, I'm worried.
YouTube, thanks for stopping by. While you're here, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, then why are you here? I've got a ton of questions to ask you. And turn that notification bell on so you know when we drop content.